Ari.
And I'm Quinn.
Welcome to Ari and Quinn Host a Podcast. Normally, I love playing outside with my best friend, Quinn.
Whee!
Whee! But it's starting to get colder, which means it's the perfect time for board games. I invited Quinn over today to teach her how to play Catan. Yay! She's here! Hi, Quinn!
Hi, Ari! Thanks for inviting me over. I've never played Catan before. It smells good, though. Like sheep? And what?
Well, get ready, Quinn. You're in for a treat.
Yum! I love treats, especially sweet potatoes.
Catan is all about gathering resources, trading, and building up your own little island empire. We'll be building settlements, roads, and cities to earn something called victory points. The first player to get to 10 points wins. Now to start, we'll need to set up the board. Here, let me show you. We start by connecting the frames of the sea, matching up the little numbers. Then we fill it in with these hexagon tiles. We've got tiles that each produce a different type of resource. There's wood, brick, wheat, sheep, and ore. These tiles get mixed up every game, so every time is unique. In the middle of each tile, we put a numbered token from 2 to 12, but not the number 7. We'll talk about that later. Those numbers determine when we get resources.
So, I just place a few tokens and tiles anywhere?
Sort of. They follow a specific layout so that each resource is fairly balanced. Start in the corner, and then lay them, starting with A, B, C, in a spiral around the board. Then flip them all over. This ensures they're random, but not too random. Numbers like 6 and 8 are the best, because they're the most likely to be rolled, so we don't want them next to each other. Do you see how I put all the tiles and numbers down?
Okay, I see. But you missed one that doesn't have a number.
That's the desert tile. It doesn't produce anything. But here, I'll put the robber on it to start. And I'll tell you more about him later.
Okay, how do we start?
Good question. At the start of the game, each player selects a location to place their first settlement and first road. The settlements look like little doghouses, and the roads look like little sticks. Hey, no chewing, Quinn! Settlements go at the intersection of the hexagon tiles, and roads connect along the edges of the hex tiles. Think of it as marking your territory. Only instead of lifting your leg, you're placing a settlement so the other players know it's yours.
Ari, that's gross!
Sorry. Okay, but here's the trick. Choose spots with numbers that are more likely to be rolled, like 6 and 8, so you can gather resources faster. We'll roll to see who goes first.
Woo!
No, Quinn, not roll over. Roll the dice. The highest player places one settlement and one road first. Then we go clockwise till we get to the last player, and then we reverse. So the last player puts both settlements and both roads, and then it comes back around. Everyone starts with 2 settlements and a road connected to each of them. You also get to draw resource cards, matching up to each of the resource hex bordering your second settlement.
So, if I put my second settlement here, I would gather wood, brick, and wheat to start?
Exactly!
Sounds good to me.
Alright, so now we start playing. Each turn begins with rolling 2 dice. Whatever number you roll, anyone who has a settlement or a city on a tile with that number gets that resource. For example, if a 6 is rolled, and we both have a settlement next to a wood tile with a 6 on it, we each get a wood resource.
Yay, sticks!
Now here's something to watch out for, the robber. If anyone rolls a 7, the robber comes into play. You'll pick a tile to block, and no one can collect resources from that tile until the robber moves again. Plus, the player who rolls the 7 gets to steal a resource card from another player. So be strategic about where you put that robber.
Oh no, it's like someone's stealing my favorite toy.
Exactly, and no one likes the robber. But using it well can help slow down the players who are ahead. There's one other bad thing that happens if a 7 is rolled. If any player has 8 resource cards or more in their paws, that player needs to return half of them to the bank. rounding down. So be careful not to hold on to too many resource cards without spending them, Quinn.
It's tough to hold on to too many cards anyway without thumbs, Ari.
I know, right? Now, the point of gathering these resources is to build more stuff. Roads, settlements, and cities. Each turn, first, you roll. No, Quinn, roll the dice. Second, every player collects resources if adjacent to that number. And then third, you build or trade resource cards with other players or with the bank.
Ugh, this is too much stuff to remember, Ari.
Don't worry, this card shows how much things cost to build. For example, you can build a road for 1 wood and 1 brick. When you place a road, it must connect to one of your existing roads or settlements.
So I can build a settlement here?
Sorry, Quinn. When you place a new settlement, it must connect to one of your roads. You can't just put it wherever you want it. And it needs to be at least 2 roads away from any other settlement of yours, and 2 sides away from any other players, too. That's one mistake that players make a lot. They try to build too close. Even the first settlements we put down at the beginning of the game need to be at least 2 sides away from all the other players. And all the new ones we build do, too.
Ugh, this is so confusing, but I think I got it. So we need to spread out a bit and can't be right on top of each other.
That's right, Quinn. And when you build a city, it replaces one of your existing settlements. It's worth 2 points, and now every hex space adjacent to it produces 2 resource cards, not 1.
Woohoo! Even more steep!
Well, we call it wood, Quinn, but yes, build away! Okay, so then there are development cards. These cards can give you special benefits, like extra points or cool abilities. Some cards let you build knights, which can help protect you from the robber. Or they give you things like a Year of Plenty, a chance to grab any 2 resources you want. Some cards even give you a secret extra point.
Ooh.
Wait to turn those cards over until you get to 10 points. You can buy a development card with 1 wheat, 1 sheep, and 1 ore.
Oh, so development cards are like little surprises that can help us get ahead.
Exactly. And they're secret, so no one knows what you've got until you play them. You can only play 1 development card per turn. You can play a knight before you roll to get the robber off your territory, but any other card you would play after you roll. And you can only play 1 per turn.
Are we ready to start yet, Ari? This game has so many rules to understand.
Almost there, Quinn. Another big part of the game is trading. If you need a specific resource, you can ask other players to trade with you. Or if you have a city or a settlement built on a port, you can trade with the bank at a special rate, like trading 2 sheep for 1 of any other resource. As a last resort, you can trade 4 of the same resource for any other resource from the bank. But that's pretty expensive.
Woof, yeah, I think I'd start by asking my fellow dogs for a trade. So, Ari, I have all these sheep. Would you want to trade for wood?
I don't know. This stick is pretty fun.
Trade with me, trade with me, trade with me!
Okay, Quinn, I'll trade with you. Now, here's the last thing to know about ways to score points and win. There are 2 special bonuses in Catan, largest army and longest road. The largest army goes to the player who plays the most knight cards. You get it once you've played 3 knights. Longest road goes to the player who's built the longest continuous road, which is worth 2 points. That one you get once you've built 5 contiguous road pieces. But be careful, if someone builds a longer road or plays more knights than you, they can steal that bonus card.
Oh, I see. So if I keep building my roads longer than yours, I can take that bonus.
Exactly, but I might just try to cut you off.
So how do I win? When does it end?
The game ends when a player gets to 10 victory points. So keep an eye on everyone's points, because things can move fast when people start building cities and getting development cards. So are you ready to play?
You bet. I'm aiming for the longest road, the largest army, and maybe I'll even keep the robber away from me.
That's the spirit. All right, let's play. And next time, I promise you can pick the game.
I don't know too many board games. I wonder if any of our viewers have board games they'd like to learn. Leave suggestions in the chat.